Thanks for tuning in for another essential RC flight test, and this is a really exciting one because we have been waiting for what seems like an eternity for this model since the original came out 2 years ago. But this is the new AVIOS GRAND TUNDRA from our friends at hobbyking.com. Now, 2 years ago we flew the original 1.3 meter wingspan Tundra and had a huge amount of fun with it. It was a fantastic model. It suited the first time RC pilot, and it also suited expert RC pilots as well, who wanted to have a very versatile model that could also perform aerobatics and do many other things like fly off water, do bomb dropping, all of those fun things that you might want to do with a radio controlled model plane. It had fantastic short takeoff and landing characteristics, didn't it? It had those big barn door flaps, it had those big chunky wheels to absorb all of those hard landings that we might have. But was there any way that they could improve it? I didn't think so, but the only way you could improve a model like that was by making it bigger, and that's exactly what they've done. So we've gone from 1.3 meters on the original up to this new Grand Tundra, which is 1.7 meters. And as with it comes with the features of the original Tundra, apparently it comes with those big wheels, it comes with the big barn door flaps, but apparently you can fly on 4 to 6S packs, so you're going to be able to reuse those big 6S 5000 packs you've invested in for big 3D models or for your big EDF jets. You can now use in this Grand Tundra. Also comes with a light system as well, so if you're going to be flying at dusk or even you know, when the light comes down, then it's going to be great and even higher visibility because of that light system apparently. So no more talking, let's take the components out of the box, let's see what we get. Okay, so here we are with all the components out of the box, and the thing that leapt out at me straight away was the absurd size of these wheels. They kind of betray the size of this model over the size of the original Tundra. It's huge. So, and these are really nice and spongy, so they're going to absorb any rough landings that we have. So we've got those big wheels, but let's have a look at the fuselage, which is big. And starting at the front, you can see that we've got the motor already in place. Let's take the canopy out, and there's quite a lot in here, but we've got a 2 to 6 cell 60 amp Aerostar speed controller in there. And I noticed this straight away, a lead with LED, and I think that relates to an LED that's in the tail here. Interesting little feature. So if we put, and just to point out as well that we've got two canopies as well. I think this one is for FPV probably. If we want to retrofit some FPV gear, we can do that. Otherwise that just goes in place like that. We've got these for plugging in the wings, so just plug them in with the carbon joiner and you're ready to go. Servos for the rudder and elevator are in place. We're just going to have to slot those control surfaces in and hook up the control surfaces to the servos with the provided push rods. And then you can see underneath where we're going to attach the landing gear. And there's another LED underneath. Interesting. So if we're flying at dusk or in the early evening, be nice for visibility. Wings, 2 halves, but we've got the servos already in place for the flaps, which are these, as on the original Tundra. These big barn door flaps with 3 hinges, ball joint connection that we're going to have to the servo. Big throws, great for slow flight. We've got attachment points for some struts that are going to go to the fuselage. And we've got another LED in the front here. Fantastic, so even more lights. Aileron with the horn already in place, and the servo will just have to connect those up. And on the wingtip we've got another LED. Loads of lights on this Grand Tundra. And pretty standard, we've got the elevator, or the horizontal and vertical stabilizers, and the rudder, sorry, all with the horns already connected and ball joints to connect up to the push rods to. Struts from the fuselage to the wings, really solid actually. And what else have we got here? Ah, the landing gear. The landing gear struts, which are nice and thick, and I think these hooks in the middle, and we've got a centerpiece as well, but I'm kind of guessing these rubber bands are to connect these together as well to absorb the shock you have with landings. Tail wheel, steerable, which is great, and you get two propellers, 16 by 8 white, and I would guess a 17. I think that's a 17/8. So probably apparently you can fly on this Tundra, Grand Tundra 4 to 6 cell lipos. So in the instructions it'll tell you what is appropriate to what number of cells you have. And we've got quite a few bags of bits to use while we're putting the model together, which is what we're going to do now. So I'm going to put this together, and next step will be having it down the flying field and getting this in the air for the first time. Okay, so here we are down the flying field with the new Grand Tundra. I'd like to give you some build tips, but honestly it was so easy to put together. And one remarkable thing, you saw when I got the box, it didn't have any of the decals on it. You wouldn't have known the Grand Tundra was in the box, and that's because Hobby King have sent it to me so early before they actually printed those decals to put on the box. But also there was no manual in the box either, so I had no instructions to follow. It was that easy to put together, super easy to put together. I guess the one small tip I give you, Nick, come a little bit closer, on these push rods where they go through the quick links here, before you slide them into the quick links, just give them a, roughen them up with something like a bit of sandpaper or something like that, so that when you put the quick link in, it bites on that push rod. You don't want it to slide around, obviously. That's about the only thing I'd recommend. The other great thing about this, that there's so many lights on this model. You've got lights on the front here, you've got lights on the wingtips, you've got a strobe light underneath that flashes red, and you've got a light here. So if it's dusk or you're flying in the early evening, it's going to be great. They're going to show up really well. We'll do that in the future. But okay, here we go, maiden flight, see how it goes. AVIOS GRAND TUNDRA, absolutely fantastic. I thought the original Tundra was good, but bigger is better. That difference between 1.3 meters on the original and 1.7 meters on this big Grand Tundra, fantastic. You can run this on 4 to 6 cells. That was 6 cells. Fantastic power from that motor and prop combination. You can do great aerobatics as well. A little bit breezy today, so couldn't really explore it fully, but we'll be doing a lot more video review on this new Grand Tundra. So thanks for watching. You can find the product link in the video description. If you'd like to see more reviews, whether it be drive tests or flight tests from Essential RC, then please subscribe to the YouTube channel using the button in the bottom left corner. Otherwise, you might want to join our Facebook group as well, where we have news, reviews and the occasional free giveaway. But thanks for watching. See you next time.